Now, the regime in Iran is coming under increasing pressure as anti-government protesters take to the streets again. In Tehran, university students staged rallies, on Monday in tribute to the thousands killed in mass demonstrations last month. It's the first major show of defiance since then. Other groups held pro-government counter-protests. Meanwhile, the threat of US intervention remains. Washington has assembled a large military force within striking distance of the country. All right, let's break this down with Middle East expert Fawaz Gerges, who joins us from Los Angeles. Thanks so much for coming back on the programme. Iranians back on the streets, even though, of course, thousands were killed in protest just last month. What does this say about the regime's grip on society right now?
A great deal of opposition to the Iranian government, as we have seen in the past few years, not just in the past 2 months. The problem is the opposition is fragmented. It lacks unity. It lacks leadership. And it also faces the coercive capacity of the state. And there's also a significant segment of the population that still supports the Islamic Republic. So Iranian society is deeply polarized. And I doubted very much whether the opposition will be able to really make a massive difference unless there is a black swan, happens or intervenes in Iran in the next few months, I think.
Let's talk about Iran's standing in the region at the moment, with pressure from within as well as from outside. How would you describe Iran's standing right now?
Well, Iran's regional influence has eroded a great deal in the past few years, particularly since October the 7th, 2023. Iran does not really have the same weight and the same influence in the region. But here is the irony. As Iran's regional influence has eroded, regional powers, its traditional rivals, like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and other states, no longer really view Iran as an immediate threat. And that's why most of them have been appealing to President Trump to basically prioritize diplomacy over war. There is a widespread belief in the region that Israel now is a greater threat to regional stability than Iran, which used to be in their eyes.
We heard from the US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. He said he's surprised that Iran hasn't already, he used the word capitulated, in negotiations with the US, or at least that it hasn't moved towards concession. So what do you make of that?
By the way, for your own viewers, it was not Steve Witkoff who said so. It was President Trump who told Witkoff, how come the Iranians have not submitted? And this tells you a great deal that President Trump misreads the Islamic Republic, underestimates the stamina and the political will of the Islamic Republic, because President Trump believes that military force is the dominant currency of diplomacy and politics. I think what I see now happening in Iran is that Iranian leaders feel their back is to the wall. And any kind of submission on the part of the Iranian leadership to President Trump really means political suicide. And that's why for the Iranian leadership, as we understand, that basically war is the lesser of the two evils at this particular point.
We will have to leave it there. But thank you so much for your analysis. That's Fawaz Gerges in Los Angeles.
Thanks.